Do you wake up tired, but the moment your head hits the pillow at night, your brain won't shut off? You might think it's just stress or insomnia, but medically, it's often a sign your nervous system is stuck in the sympathetic state, also known as fight or flight. When this happens, your body is flooding your bloodstream with cortisol and adrenaline 24/7. Doctors often miss this until it becomes burnout, anxiety, or chronic inflammation. But the good news? You can manually toggle this switch off. In this video, I'm sharing a science-backed, 7-day protocol to stimulate your vagus nerve and reset your nervous system. These aren't just relaxation tips, these are physiological triggers that force your body back into balance. Day number 3 is something 90% of people get wrong every morning. Let's get into it. Day 1, the shock reset, vagus nerve stimulation. We start day 1 with a hard reset, cold exposure. But you don't need an ice bath. We are targeting the mammalian dive reflex. When cold water, specifically below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, hits the area around your eyes and nose, it sends an immediate signal to your brainstem to slow your heart rate and conserve oxygen. This instantly activates your parasympathetic nervous system. The prescription: end your morning shower with 30 seconds of cold water, or simply submerge your face in a bowl of ice water for 20 seconds. This physically forces your body out of fight or flight within moments. Do this once in the morning to set your baseline. Day 2, the double inhale, the physiological sigh. Day 2 fixes your mechanical stress. When you are anxious, you breathe shallowly, allowing carbon dioxide to build up in your bloodstream. This triggers panic neurons in the brain. To dump the CO2, we use the physiological sigh, a pattern discovered by Stanford neuroscientists. The prescription: take 2 sharp inhales through your nose to fully inflate the sacs in your lungs, followed by 1 long, extended exhale through your mouth. Repeat this cycle just 5 times. This is the fastest way known to science to lower autonomic arousal in real time. Use this whenever you feel overwhelmed. Now that we've handled the physical triggers, we need to fix your chemical balance. Day 3 is about a mistake 90% of people make with their morning coffee that actually destroys their cortisol rhythm. Day 3, the caffeine delay, chemical regulation. Day 3 fixes a chemical mistake that keeps 90% of people trapped in a stress loop: the timing of your morning caffeine. When you first wake up, your adrenal glands naturally release a surge of cortisol, the cortisol awakening response. This is evolution's alarm clock. It peaks 30 to 45 minutes after waking and is designed to naturally energize you. Now, here is the problem. Adenosine, the molecule that builds up in your brain to make you sleepy, does not clear instantly when you wake. It takes roughly 60 to 90 minutes for your body to metabolize the overnight adenosine load. When you drink coffee immediately upon waking, you are layering caffeine, a powerful adenosine blocker, on top of your natural cortisol spike. This creates a double hit of stimulation that sends your nervous system into overdrive. Sure, you feel wired for an hour, but you have just guaranteed 2 things: a massive afternoon crash when both caffeine and cortisol were off simultaneously, and a disrupted adenosine baseline that will make you feel groggy the next morning. The science-backed prescription: wait exactly 90 minutes after waking before consuming any caffeine. This allows 3 critical things to happen. Your natural cortisol peak rises and falls on its own schedule. Your overnight adenosine clears naturally without being blocked. When you do drink coffee at the 90-minute mark, it hits a stable system, giving you smooth, sustained focus instead of a jittery spike. Practical tip: if you wake at 6:30 a.m., your first sip of coffee should be at 8 a.m. Drink 16 ounces of water first to satisfy the habit. Day 4, the circadian anchor, visual input. Day 4 is about setting your internal clock. Your nervous system relies on light signals to know when to be alert and when to rest. When you view morning sunlight within the first hour of waking, photons hit the suprachiasmatic nucleus in your brain. This triggers a release of serotonin, the mood-stabilizing hormone, immediately, and sets a timer for melatonin, the sleep hormone, to be released about 12 to 14 hours later. The prescription: get 10 to 15 minutes of sunlight in your eyes immediately after waking up. Do not wear sunglasses, and don't do this through a window. Glass filters out the specific wavelengths you need. If it's cloudy, stay out for 20 minutes. This anchors your sleep-wake cycle. So far we've fixed your breathing, your chemicals, and your light exposure. But there is a massive nerve center in your stomach that controls your mood, and on day 5, we're going to feed it specifically to lower anxiety. Day 5, the gut-brain connection. Day 5 targets your second brain, the enteric nervous system. Did you know that about 90% of your body's serotonin is produced in your gut, not your brain? If your gut microbiome is inflamed, it sends distress signals directly up the vagus nerve to your brain, manifesting as anxiety. To fix this, we need to introduce psychobiotics, bacteria that yield mental health benefits. The prescription: for day 5, introduce 1 serving of fermented food to your lunch. This could be sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir, or plain yogurt with active cultures. These foods lower inflammation and signal safety to your nervous system from the inside out. Day 6, the digital sunset, dopamine fasting. Day 6 addresses the biggest modern disruptor, artificial blue light. Staring at screens late at night suppresses melatonin and keeps your brain in a state of hyperarousal because it mimics the sun at high noon. Furthermore, the constant scrolling depletes your dopamine receptors, leaving you feeling empty and anxious. The prescription: implement a digital sunset. 1 hour before bed, all screens go off. No phone, no TV, no laptop. Switch to red or amber light bulbs if possible, or use candlelight. This lack of blue light signals to your primitive brain that the day is over, allowing cortisol to drop and sleep pressure to rise. Day 7, non-sleep deep rest, NSDR. We finish day 7 with the ultimate recovery tool, non-sleep deep rest, or NSDR. Studies show that 20 minutes of NSDR can mimic the restorative effects of several hours of sleep. It involves a body scan that consciously relaxes every muscle, shifting brain waves from active beta waves to relaxed alpha and theta waves. You don't have to do all 7 steps perfectly every single day. That is your full 7-day protocol. I want to challenge you to try just one of these steps today. Let me know in the comments below, are you starting on day 1, or are you jumping straight to the cold showers? I read every comment. If you want more science-backed guides like this, make sure to subscribe to the Health and Medicine Hub. Thanks for watching, and here's to your health.